guys, Amit here from channel of Geeked Out, and welcome to my £150/200 casual PC build. Now, as I said, this is a casual PC, not a gaming PC. In fact, by no means this is a gaming PC. This PC is made for like Facebook, Twitter, a bit of YouTube, Flash games and all that type of stuff, a bit of office work as well. You can probably play some League of Legends on here, like low to medium settings on a lower resolution, but by no means is this a gaming PC. In fact, this PC is a decent PC, I would say. Now, it is literally impossible to build a PC for like £100 unless you use components, obviously, like say if you went for a Core 2 Duo or a Core 2 Quad. But if you want to use new components, it's literally impossible to build a PC for £100. But you can definitely build a decent PC for £150, you know, do your office work, or your, web browsers, and or like surf the web and everything like that. And let's start with the APU. So we are going with the AMD A4 4000. This is a 3 GHz processor, which in fact is really high for how much it costs. Seriously, for £21, I don't think you can go wrong with this processor or APU, I would say, since it has its onboard graphics. Again, it's a dual core APU on the socket FM2, and it comes with AMD Radeon HD 7480D graphics. Again, 2 cores means it also has 2 threads. It's a 1 MB of cache, and its power usage is 65 watts, which is really low. But obviously, if you went for something like a 2650, that would be lower, but also the processor speed is going to be much lower, something like 1 GHz. So this is definitely a really nice APU. I think I really like this APU for how much it costs. I think you cannot go wrong with this APU. For our motherboard, we're going with the Gigabyte F2A 58M HD2. Big name aside, this is a Rev 3 board on the FM2 Plus and FM2 socket, a micro ATX board on the A58 chipset. It features DDR3 memory support and SATA 2's 3 gigabit per second. Now, this is pretty much the cheapest board which was available at PC Publica UK and PC Publica US, but obviously this is what I went with. It features SATA RAID, PCIe 3.0, which I'm quite impressed with. I thought it would have PCIe 2.0, but features PCIe 3.0, features VGA, DVI and HDMI connector, and obviously the micro ATX form factor. It features a single standard PCI, a PCI Express 1X, and a PCI Express 3.0 16X, which you can have an external graphics card like a 5450 if you do want to go with an external graphics card along the line. For our memory, we're going to go with Kingston HyperX Fury White 4 GB module. It's a DDR3 module clocked at 1333 MHz, and I really like this module. Even though it's only clocked at 1333 MHz, I think you can't go wrong with this. It has a heat spreader, which is so unnecessary in this type of build, but then again, it comes with a heat spreader. I'm not gonna go all into detail and just choose a standard memory module. It comes with a heat spreader, and the reason why we went for 4 GB is obviously because the APU is literally just takes a lot of memory. It requires a lot of memory. So say if you want from like an A10 5800K or something like that, you would need at least 8 to 16 gigs of memory, because the APUs do take a lot of memory, and 4 GB is basically enough for the A4 4000. For the hard drive, I went with the cheapest hard drive possible, which was a Western Digital Blue 160GB SATA 2 3.5-inch drive. Now, what this drive is, it's just clean pull drive, means it's been taken out of a PC, but that doesn't mean it's a used drive. It's a brand new drive. It's been taken out from a pre-built PC, but it's been cleared out and everything like that. 3.5-inch form factor with 8 MB of cache, SATA 2 interface because our motherboard only takes SATA 2, and it's got a 7200 RPM spindle speed, which is okay. 160GB storage is not a lot, but for what this PC is made for, I think there's no complaints. For our case, we're going with the Thermaltake Versa H21 Black MIDI power case. Now, this case is an amazing case. It features USB 3, but our motherboard obviously doesn't take that. But, if you do want to upgrade a motherboard, you can. It features such great expansive radiator support. You can have a single 120mm at the top, actually a dual 120mm at the top, a single 120mm at the back as well. Features a bottom mounted power supply, and it's made for a ATX case, but obviously we're having a micro ATX case, so there's no compromises here. A great case, a lot of cable management room as well, and I think it's just a really nice case for how much it costs. For our power supply, we're going with the EVGA 430W ATX power supply. Again, I've used this in some of my builds, and I'm in love with this power supply because it's an 80+ bronze power supply, but it's just an amazing power supply. Again, for how much it costs, you get an ultra quiet 120mm fan. It provides up to 34 amps of power, which is basically 408 watts, but they put it into 430 on a 12-volt rail. And it's quite a low power consuming power supply, because our PC is a low power consuming power supply, PC overall. And pretty much the highest it can go is up to 40 degrees. You can even say lower than that, because obviously our PC has a low TDP, outstanding 3-year warranty, and it also features heavy duty protection, which is really nice. So pretty much that's the build, guys. Now if you do want to suggest me more builds, I'll leave a link to my Twitter down below. You can just tweet me there, and then I'll look at your build, guys, and see what I can do, or just comment down below if you do want any build. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.